Dr. Rosenblad, tell us about your journey to Hardin-Simmons. How did you end up becoming a faculty member?
Well, I graduated from Mary Hardin-Baylor, and I loved it and liked the idea of the small private Baptist college. And so when I was about done with my doctorate, I applied to two sister Baptist universities in Texas, got job offers to both, but when I interviewed here, it was family. So I decided on Hardin-Simmons.
How did you land in counseling, and what drew you to counseling initially, and what keeps you there today?
My grandmother had significant mental health issues, and she was helped by a psychiatrist, and so originally I wanted to be a psychiatrist. But then I got this calling, I felt this calling from God to help just normal people with normal problems, and be there when they had suicidal thoughts or depression, anxiety, and that's what ultimately led me to counseling.
You know, there's people who would say anxiety is not a real thing. My mom, at one time when she was in the hospital across the street, said, I used to think that, and now I'm going through it right now in the hospital. A lot of folks will talk about coping mechanisms and things like that, but today things are crazy out there, and I'm talking about just society and the things that are going on. How do you, as a faculty member, as a practitioner, as a Christian, speak into the lives of your students to prepare them to handle those big things of today, those big issues?
I think it has to start on a personal level. We all have to make sense of the chaos and the traumas that we all deal with. And so a lot of times I'm helping students to wade through that for themselves. And in learning how to deal with it ourselves, we can then help other people.
What is it about teaching that specifically you really enjoy versus the practicing piece?
When I'm counseling, I can help one person deal with their issues. But Jesus presented the discipleship model of, I will pour into a few people and those ripple effects affect the world. And as a teacher, I can pour into my students and teach them how to help just a significantly bigger amount of people from there.
What do you love about Hardin-Simmons students?
They're just down to earth. They're real, and they're hard workers. They're actually different from other universities that I've been on.
Really?
And I appreciate just how willing they are to learn and get in there and just do the hard work.
I've heard a lot of folks say authentic. They're just real, like you said.
Yes.
Have you ever had a student that you've helped or students that you've helped that have come back and said, look, man, thank you so much, and these are the people that I'm touching now because you spent time, you discipled, you mentored, you grew me. Do you ever get that feedback?
Yes, and it's so wonderful to get that validation that what we're doing has an impact and does have that ripple effect.
Do you see a rise in mental health issues more so now than ever before? And if so, what do you link that to, or is there any correlation to something?
We've seen a huge increase in anxiety in children. I think because of COVID, because they stayed home for 2 years and then they had to go out into the school and it just doesn't feel as safe. But then also you have the issues of more child abuse, unfortunately, substance abuse. I think COVID had a huge impact on all of that.
If there was one thing you could do every day for the rest of your life, what would that one thing be?
I would fly.
Okay, tell me.
In a private plane. I love driving, but when you go up in the plane, you get this different perspective and you get to just see God's creation in a different way. And I would love to do that, by myself and just talk to God with my husband and go explore and travel with my grandson, just help show him the wonder of it.
I have dreams often that I'm trying to fly, and for some reason my wings don't work too well. Where's your favorite place you've ever been that you've flown to?
Probably Northern Ireland.
Why? What was so special?
It's just so beautiful. It is called the Emerald Isle, but it is truly green. I love all the trees, and just that connection you feel to nature, to God, to my roots. I connect deeply with the people there, and I'm taking a group of second-year counseling students in a few weeks.
Very good. Well, I hope you have a good trip and be safe and come back and tell us all your stories.
Okay.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.